Hello, world. This is Talkin Live, and let's talk about the situation of our election. I'd like to just talk just a little bit about the election, and we all, both sides, is one side's happy because they won, the other side is sad because they lost. I was reading some paperwork on, actually, it was a news bulletin about in Atlanta, people gathering together, testing the election, thousands of people. Well, you're going to put them all in jail because that's what you tried to do with Donald Trump, try to put him in jail for detesting the election. So, but I don't want to get into that. I just want people to realize that what we have is what we got. And, be thankful that somebody is looking out for the American people. We have a lot of people that I have seen on the internet that talk about moving out of the country. Well, where'd you get the money to move out of the country? Ain't this country that give you that living and made you the money where that you can be able to do what you pretty well want? I mean, it seems to me like the people act like that they just don't want to. They'd rather be broke. They'd rather be at risk of getting robbed and killed and pay high prices. And it seems to me like there's some that's like that. But I want you to know, you that are rich have made a lot of money in this America, and use it, and that means movie stars, that means singers, that means everybody. Madonna, she lives in England most of the time anyway, so she didn't move out of the country. She might sell her house here out of the country, but the American people is what made her who she is. That's where she started. That's where she got started. That's where she's making the money. And, a lot of the movie stars that are complaining about wants to move out of the country. Let's see what happens. But I see the Democratic Party trying to go against Donald Trump, He ain't going to be a perfect president. There ain't none of them perfect. There ain't none of the Congress perfect. There ain't none of the senators perfect. But we need to rebuild this country into an independent country. I'd rather be an independent country than to have to beg some other country for help. But it's the other way around. All the countries beg from us all the time, wanting money. Hadn't you rather your money stay here in the United States and still be given to somebody else? Now, in some cases, to help, in a war or some communists taking over. But see, I see the old administration that was in that lost was one their ideas and their thoughts of this country being a country like the communist countries. You can't say what you want to. Hadn't you? I mean, just suppose if you were a singer and you want to sing a song and it deals with the one in charge, just say the president or whatever, and you're in America and you just want to sing that song. It's a great song and you're going to make a lot of money on it. Do you want to leave a country that would do that where you would make, and do you want to leave because of somebody you hate or somebody you didn't like? And I never left the country because of Biden. And I'll tell you what, I seen Biden on the beach walking and the people making fun of him, and I don't think it's funny. He's walking through the sand and he's an old man, and I don't think that's funny at all to make fun of him. And I'm defending him because that's wrong to make fun of a man that's getting old. I don't like his policies. I don't like the way he rules the country. I don't like it, but I don't like to see somebody make fun of him because he's old. I guess because I'm old. I don't want to. And see, all of you, everybody out there is watching me right now is going to get old. I think about Billy Graham when he used to do these crusades. He'd be doing his crusades, and there'd be 10,000 people there. And he'd say, well, about 1960s, in the 60s, he'd say, well, in 100 years, all y'all be dead, all of you be gone, I'll be dead. And it's true. And you're going to fight and make misery out of the human race and hurt other people. Ain't there enough misery in the world without starting a bunch of crap all the time about election or color or race? And when it comes to the immigrants that come over here, they need to go back to their country or go somewhere and stay and come back legal. And then they need to take the drug dealers and all them and get them out of this country. The gangs. I know it's going to be a hard job, and I can't see it completely done. I mean, the government tried to get rid of the mafia for years and years, but over in Sicily and Italy, I've seen, I had a friend, he was one of the families, and he was in Florida, and the old country, and he's from Sicily, and, he was the old families from over there, and they'll always come back over here. They're hard to get rid of. It's like a roach bug. You can't get rid of a roach bug, that is stuff. But that's what we got here. We're just like a house with a bunch of roaches. You got to either tear the house down, burn it down, or fumigate it, one of the two, to get rid of the roaches. And as you let it go and let it go and let it go, you're going to have roaches, rats, and everything else, and they're going to destroy your house. And so that's kind of like the way it's going in this country right now. We got all these roaches and rats running around all over the place. I'm just saying that as an instance. They're just bringing drugs in here. They're selling drugs. Of course, you'll never probably stop the drugs, but you can cut back and make sure that it ain't so easy. Make it hard on the drug dealers. You can do that. And you people in Hollywood, you lost a lot of your family on account of drugs. And you should be all for that. I was told by two famous people there wasn't nothing but a bunch of drunks in Hollywood and drug addicts. I don't think that's not completely so. But I do know if you let some grow like a cancer, if you let it start and you let it grow, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it destroys you. And getting back to age, in 25, 30 years, everybody, you won't even be remembered. You maybe started, most of you. Elvis Presley has been remembered so many years because he was really, they called him the king of rock and roll, and of course Michael Jackson and all those. But sooner or later, there'll just be another memory. There won't be nobody. Everybody will die concerning that. And see, that's what everybody don't realize. You're going to die. Why make it hard on some other people and displease yourself? I don't get it. I've seen people on the side of the road, homeless, and I have a guy, and I said this before a long time ago, a guy working for me, he was with me, and they were standing there, and they had some dogs with them, and they were needing some money, so I told them, come here, and I'll give them $100. Well, if they took that and spent it on drugs or on alcohol, I done it from my heart, so I'll my conscience was clean. I didn't have nothing to do with that, buying it. But I done it to help them. Everybody should be that way. Not like exactly like me, but they should be the way in a way to help one another, not tear one another down. You know, and all these people that call, I'm leaving the country because Donald Trump won. Donald Trump don't give a crap if you leave the country. I don't care if you leave the country. Most all your fans don't care if you leave the country. I mean, they're just crazy. You should stay here where you was born or where you made all your money and stay here and see how it goes and do your part as an American citizen and not try to tear somebody down. Everybody wins and everybody loses. Some win, some lose. And that's the way it goes. America is sick and tired of the policies of Biden. America's sick and tired of, and they knew for a fact that Kamala Harris couldn't do nothing with the country. I mean, they knew all this stuff, and that's why you lost. And in a lot of cases, even the Democrats voted Republican. And Republicans voted Democrats. It's a matter of opinion for people and a matter of what they think of the person. And they don't think of the country. Don't think about the persons in there. If they can do a good job, keep them in there. If they don't, get rid of them. Vote them out. That's the way America's supposed to be. I mean, Putin, so he got rid of his competition, just like Joe was trying to with the law, trying to get him Trump. And I ain't saying Trump's perfect, but he is a businessman and knows how to run a country, not that. And he will probably drain the deficit for a while, but he's going to try to make up for it and try to get rid of some of it. It's so large right now, I don't care what president's in there, it's going to be high. The deficit's going to be high. But we don't have to go out there and try to take somebody of the cleaners and just destroy them because of what we believe. We need to work together as American people and work for what we got. You know, when Biden won, I didn't have no problem with him. I wanted Trump to win, but I wanted him to be back in office. But Biden won, so you know, and everybody's complaining he didn't win, and he did win, and that's the way it's going right now. Starting that same old bull crap. Democrats, well, he didn't win, they didn't do this, and just it is what it is. I mean, we're being overrun with not roaches, not rats, but other nations. And we're going to have to get rid of them because we can't afford them. They don't belong here. Until now, the dreamers, if they have a home and they work and they're paying their bills and they're paying their taxes, and they're doing this, and we're not keeping them up, and they're working just like an American person. Give them their citizenship. Don't take them away from their family. Don't destroy what they worked hard for. I'm saying this to Donald Trump or anybody that hears me. I want to see people. I don't make me mad. If you're going, my engineer goes buy the lottery ticket, wins millions of dollars, I'll be happy for him because I'll ask him for half of it, but he won't get. But I'll still be happy for him. He won't give me half of it, Then again, he might. But I'm happy for people to see people make it. And all you people out there, you should be too. When you see an American person who is Chinese, Korean, whatever, don't get jealous of him. Be proud that you got him in this country or her that can do a good job and make a good living and benefit other people. I mean, it's like Microsoft, Amazon, all the others. They built their business by the American people buying from them. Of course, they got places overseas, I know that, but they built mostly, from, what they sold, what they traded, what they did there, and they deserve to have what they got because they worked for it. You don't need to be, because Amazon's got all this money. He don't have to give it to nobody that he wants to. If he works for it. I had a friend, he was Colombian, and he started making, coffee. It goes in Costco, Colombian coffee. He was a poor man. He brought coffee out of Colombia, and he grind it, put it in a bottle, in cans and all that. The route. Well, he's a millionaire. He lives on Star Island down in Miami now, because he had that, and he's an American citizen. He's Colombian. He wasn't dealing drugs. He's dealing coffee. And it made him rich, just selling coffee. I buy it all the time. I love his coffee. And I like Starbucks and all that. They got rich because they sold a lot of coffee and all the things they done. Now, why would you want to move out of the country that made you rich? Why would you want to leave a country because you didn't like somebody else? I don't like a lot of people either. But I sure ain't going to move out of and disrupt my lifestyle for somebody else because they're here. If I got a lot of money, I'm not going to. Actually, if I got a lot of money, I might give some of it away. Probably I would. I always did. But if you make it, why would you want to move away? It's that poor man that's out there working their plant, working their General Motors, and all those different places, Amazon, these restaurants, the grocery stores, the bars, everybody. They're the one who made you rich. It's the men and the women that work jobs to support their family, to have something. American people. And when I say American, I don't care if they're black or what color they are or where they come from, as long as they are working hard to fulfill that dream. They deserve to be called American. I heard a black man say one time, I'm not an African American, I'm an American. That's what I am. I'm in America. I was born here. I worked here. I sold here, done business here. I'm not African American. I'm an American. I was born here. You are an American if you were born here. I don't care what color you are, what race you are. If you come in this country legal and you got your visa, or you got your green card, or you a citizenship, you're an American. You ain't no Chinese, you ain't no Russian, Italian, or whatever, from Italy. You're American. Your ancestors came from those different places, but you're an American. And if you want to leave a country that made you rich, you're the dumbest sucker I ever seen in my life. Because somebody got elected you didn't like. I don't have much money. I never did want to leave this country when Clinton was in here. I was making good money. What did I want to leave Clinton for? I didn't like what Clinton done, but he was doing a good job, was making money, and was living high on the hog, and everybody was living high on the hog when Clinton was in there. But I didn't say, well, Clinton's in there, I'm going to pack up and leave. I just enjoyed what he made for me. He got the deficit down. That's more than I can say for the other ones. And the truth's the truth, man. If the guy done a good job, it's the truth. So continue to support that person that does a good job, even if you don't like him or her. Having a woman president will happen one day. Someday it will happen. And, where it's Harris or whoever it may be, in time lasted, there will be a woman president. I don't know what race they'll be, but one day there will be a woman president. Because that's the way it is in America. If you get a woman in there that knows what she's doing, who cares? I mean, who cares if they look at your freedom and your country? It's America. I heard a guy last night, he said that it all started in 1775. But it didn't do it. That started in 1776. I asked him to be a guest on here, but I don't know. I think he don't like me, or I don't know. Maybe he ain't got time. I mean, but I don't care who is president. I don't care what race they are. I don't care where they come from. As long as they don't do what this past administration done, then we have to take our taxes and straighten out all this big mess. We're going to have to take all our taxes. And all the mess that has been done because mostly of a paragraph. And if you're a Republican or Democrat or Independent, and all you care about is a paragraph, you don't need to be in Washington. All you care about is yourself. You don't need to be in Washington. I mean, why would you if somebody's doing a great job, why would you get offended at it? Would you be jealousy? There's a lot of things, going on today, like in jealousy. People are jealous of one another. I think a lot of people are jealous of Donald Trump. I think a lot of people are jealous of it. Like Baldwin when he had that accident. I think everybody wanted to turn on him because of that accident. But he made his money here, and he's a good American. Even if you don't like Trump, as far as I know is. But the point I'm trying to get at is the man said in California that time, which was wrong, the guy that they beat the man, and I know his name, but I'm not saying I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. He said we can't get along. Why can't we get along? Well, the fact is we can't get along because everybody got that thing called hate. You can't get along with somebody you hate. Like my ex-wife, she hates my guts. I mean, all the bad things I've done, she's got a right to, I guess. But, that's the way it is, Everybody gets hatred, and that's the way it is in our administration right now. They hate one another, and they don't want to work together. They don't want to bring things together and get everything together and work for their own country. I mean, I don't get why that anybody can't stand America. We're the greatest country in the world. You know we're the greatest country in the world? What do you think people want to come here for? They want to come here because they see an opportunity. Even the drug dealers and even the everybody that's doing them wrong, they want to come here. They see an opportunity here. That's what they come here for. A lot of opportunity to make things work for them, to make them a living, whether selling drugs or not. But it's wrong. So we don't need those kind of people. But what I'm saying is, the reason they come here, because we're the greatest country in the world. There's never been a country in the whole world like the United States. There's never been a rich country. There's never been a country that's so well. And other countries hate us for that. They hate us, and even our politicians that we have in office now, they seem to hate their own country because of one man. Hate him for no reason. I mean, I've seen people that I can look at myself sometimes. I don't like what I see. But there's people today, man, they look for a reason to hate somebody. They do. They're looking for a way to put somebody down. And you know, they just pick, they're looking for an excuse to hate somebody. This is God's truth, I believe. That's what's going on in this country. It ain't because it just blows my mind. I can't even figure it out. Except that hate. Hate causes a lot of problems, and it'll eat you up, destroy your life. So, as the man said, can we all get along? Let's try. God bless you.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin' Live presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin' Live TV broadcast studio, or by this channel or its management.